Now, I don't care who you are, but everyone in this world wants to make more money, myself included. So I'm always looking for more and interesting ways to be able to do that. And over the past year, I've found something that was a major revelation to me. And that's going to be the focus of the video, the audio, the article that we're doing this week. But to really understand how to make more money, you need to understand one thing first. You cannot make more money without focusing on making more money. Genius, right? Um, I know that sounds simple because it is, but that is a crucial part of being successful is focusing on chasing that money. That's what you have to do to get more money. It's not about the secret and willing it, manifesting it into reality through some magical means. It is about relentlessly chasing that money. Okay? That's why I tell you guys in a number of posts and articles, you got to have your yearly goals set up. And your most important of the four yearly goals, health, wealth, relationships, and lifestyle, is your wealth goal. Because if you are a man from 18 to 35, which most of my readers are, now's the time to be getting your money together, to be getting those clients that are going to be paying you for the rest of your life, to be building up that six-figure service business. And to do that, you need to focus on making more money. Now, let me give you an example from my past life as a salesman of a job I used to work at that was exceptional at doing one thing and one thing only, which was getting revenue. Okay? Everything else about the place was terrible. The products were subpar, the office was disorganized, management was haphazard, turnover was through the roof, morale was atrocious. Yet the branch, not the company, the branch I worked for did 5 million in revenue. The company probably did 20 million total for that year. And the reason they were so profitable is because they did one thing properly. They focused on revenue like no other company that I'd worked for before. And they did that in two ways. By number one, by cutting costs at every corner. They made the back office staff work twice as hard as the average person in that job for half the pay. They built an office in the Philippines to do all the grunt work and to illegally scrape emails and add them to the email lists for our products. That's not something I found out until about a year of being there. And they cut costs at every corner in regards to expense accounts, product creation, all that stuff. On the surface, when I went in to interview, it looked like a very nice, reputable place, nice loft in downtown Toronto. They were very good at presenting the image, but underneath that, they would cut corners and cut costs at every possible place that they could. Number two, the way they focused on revenue was by putting pressure on their salesmen. This place did not look like a boiler room. It looked, very relaxed. Again, they sold you quite well on the kind of place it would be, but it was not like that at all. From performance reviews to daily team meetings to twice weekly sales meetings, I've never worked for a company that was more involved in the sales process. And it's not just like we were having meetings about your numbers or whatever. They knew every client you had, every client you were working on, every client you weren't getting. And they were asking you specific questions 2, 3 times a week about where those clients were, when they were coming in. Bang, 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 off the list. You get to write, on the board which clients you were going to bring in. And for those of you guys who've been in sales, you know that you don't know which clients are going to come in. You know which ones hope you're going to come in. But basically, you had a target for the month and they said, okay, that's what you have to hit. So what you would promise on each client had to match your monthly target. Okay. And so basically you had to give them the targets they wanted to hear. Even if you knew that some of those might not come in, if you didn't hit it, it was your fault. And if you crushed your targets, it was still your fault because they would tell you didn't set the target high enough. You wouldn't know it to look at the place, but they, out of all the jobs I worked for, and I worked in boiler rooms, I worked in call centers, they were the most focused on revenue that I've ever seen of any company. You know, it got to the point where I'd be in bed with a girl and I'd be thinking, well, Initech's going to come around this month for maybe 10 grand, not the 20 grand that I promised them. So I'm going to have to go back to Michael Scott at Dunder Mifflin and see if they want a half price takeover ad. And I know he told me they're tapped out on budget, but that's bullshit. I know they have supplementary cash lying around. I'll sell them on an urgency scenario and pitch them on price. Maybe I can get 6 grand out of them. I won't hit the 20 I promised, but it'll be something. And I'm thinking about targets in the shower. I'm thinking about targets when I wake up. Thinking about targets when I go to bed. That's the life of a salesman. Okay, if you want to learn how to succeed in sales, you need to become like a land shark who is on the perpetual hunt for revenue. I tell you exactly how to do that in my book, How to Sell, which you can find on my website, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com. And also tell you how to get out of sales, how to use your sales skills to build a service-based business that can provide for you, where instead of getting 20% of what you earn, you get 100%. But I'll give them credit. They got results. Okay, that they got guys pulling in 40K a month in revenue with nothing but a telephone and an internet connection. That's powerful shit. And it all came from that focus on revenue. Now, I wouldn't run my company anything like that. And I'm not advocating any type of, unethical focus on your part. I would advocate the opposite. You always want to be able to sleep well at night, knowing that you're adding value and doing the right thing and helping people. But it is a business, and you do have to focus on making money. And I learned a ton from watching those guys operate. But enough about that, because I don't want to talk about how to make money at your job, because fuck your job. You shouldn't be spending your life trying to make some fuckbag richer, okay? I want to talk about making you richer in your own business and kicking ass at what you want to do in life.